is part of it, but why do you feel that game's gone Liverpool's way?
Well, obviously very disappointed with the result. Very proud of my players. I think both teams, we elevated the game to a level that it was no margins between the two, and very little happens. A lot of action in many areas, not that much in the boxes. And it was going to be decided in two possible actions, an individual error or a magic moment. And it was decided on a magic moment from the side.
For about an hour, did you feel like it was going almost perfectly to plan? Obviously, you'd have preferred to be ahead. And then did something change around about the hour mark?
Yeah, you cannot dominate here 95 minutes. It's impossible. And you're going to go through those moments. And it was a moment when our keeper had the ball in their hands and then we didn't have any sequences of play afterwards. But we navigated without conceding anything. But at the end, again, I said, you need to find a way to win these big matches. A lot of times are individual magic moments that decide them. And for sure that was a case with an unbelievable free kick.
For you and your team, how do you make that next step to win these big away games? We talked about it before the match. Incredible record in big games, but just here, the Etihad,
just here.
That next step.
Yeah, that you have to put the ball in the back of the net when you have it. We were much better than last year when we drew the game. Much, much better. No difference. And today when we have 3, 4, 5 situations inside the box, 1v1, when Epps is completely through, just to finish the action. You have to put those balls in the back of the net, you want to win the game. Can
you just tell us as well about how you've had to adjust your game plan over the last week or so because of injuries, and I guess you have to do it a few minutes in with losing Saliba.
We lost Martin, we lost Kai, then we lost Bukayo the week before.
And how does that affect the plan?
In the warm-up, you lost Saliba. It affects, but I think I'm very proud of the players, the way they reacted, the way they try with their qualities, try to implement what we wanted to do, and again, the margin was almost zero.
If you take more risk in a game like that, as tight as that, against high-quality opposition like that, what are the potential downsides? I just wonder if you stood here now thinking,
why more than risk that you want to take when you go man-to-man from the keeper, and you want to play every ball from the back, so...
Yeah. Okay. Well, there'll have been Arsenal fans, I'm sure. Okay. There'll have been Arsenal fans driving here today thinking, start Eze, go for it. And of course, if you think that's the best way to win, you would have done that.
100%.
Yeah. But what are the potential downsides of that?
Well, he's been 4 or 5 days with us. That's all. And we need to glide him. And he had a very good exposure today, and fully believing in the players that they played.
How big a setback is it? I guess it's hard to judge, right? So early in the season, but it's obviously a big game lost.
It's just to take a lot of positive from the game, the way we competed. I haven't seen Liverpool at home suffering like they did against us, so we go again.
That's really interesting, Robbie Earle. He said there that William Saliba, they lost to an injury in the warm-up, and yet he started the game and was taken off after 5 minutes. How do you look at that?
Well, it's a gamble, let's be fair. But he's probably asked the player how he is, and the player's probably said, let's give it a go, and they did, and it's 5 minutes, and he's got a couple of weeks now to get himself hopefully fit. We don't know what the injury is, we don't know what happened, but I can kind of understand why he took that gamble. It's such a big game.
Devil's advocate, though, that disrupts everything, doesn't it, 5 minutes in?
Oh, yeah, but of course you expect him maybe to make it through. Like Rob says, he probably spoke to him and he might have said... we just don't know. There's no point speculating. For me, the takeaway of this game is I'm not looking at this game in particularly. I'm looking at the bigger picture. What do these two teams look like? And there's nothing in it. There was nothing in it today. There just wasn't. There was one amazing free kick from a player that was able to do it. Clap your hands, got the 3 points. They earned them because of that. Well done. But generally, this is week 3. Like, there's 38 games. Let's think about what they look like. The injuries are a concern already for Arsenal. That's one thing to note. The window... Liverpool look like they're going to strengthen with a couple of players possibly tomorrow. I'm looking at Arsenal evolve. I thought they were better than last year. And right now, I looked at those two teams, there's nothing in it.
But you looked at the team sheet and the squads beforehand, and you did say Arsenal's bench is much stronger. They have better strength and depth. So should there have been more in it? Should Arsenal have made those moments count?
Well, I think when you're missing your star player in Bukayo Saka, and I know there's more strength now, and you look at the starting lineup, and it's like, well, there's not much in it. They're missing the best player in Saka. But it's a good point. They did have a better bench today. But there's still, apart from the free kick, there was nothing in it.
I thought they were better as well when Odegaard came on. Looked like he might just create you a little something. But my biggest takeaway from that is that Mikel Arteta's obviously disappointed. But his biggest job now is to keep belief around that football club. There will be a narrative back. It will start that, oh, it's Arsenal again. They can't quite get the job done. He's going to make sure that that doesn't, you know, we can all talk about it. But in that dressing room, in that locker room, the belief's got to be there. Because for 45 minutes, they dominated Liverpool, weren't able to score, and in the end, a brilliant goal's been the difference between the two teams.
And it's a problem when a narrative can go on for 2 weeks, because, of course, it is international football.
No, the second it leaves their foot. Did you know?
Well, luckily we could practice, since we started the season, we could practice some free kicks. Well, I feel this was a little bit farther. Well, I was like...
32 yards.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I take a risk. I was confident in myself, so I tried it, and yeah, finally. It was a long time ago.
Why finally?
Because it was a long time ago, you know, when you practice all the time, and now, to be honest, I should mention Trent, because as you know, he was taking the free kicks because obviously he has an unbelievable shot. But yeah, finally I could have my chance, and yeah, did it.
You mentioned Trent. Actually, on commentary, Cristiano Ronaldo was mentioned with the technique. So when you talk about practice, is that obviously it's that technique that you practice again and again and again?
To be honest, this shot I didn't practice in the last few weeks because we were shooting from closer, and if you are closer, I shoot different way. But I had to take a risk and shoot it a little bit harder because I knew, of course, Raya likes to jump behind the wall, and of course he's an unbelievable goalkeeper. So if I think if it goes a little bit more inside, he saves it.
Right. Oh, so but you're also aware of him as a goalkeeper making that move the other way. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was looking a lot of videos.
Does it take risk to win a big game like that? I think you've used that word a couple of times.
Yeah, of course. They had an unbelievable season last season, and of course the two before that as well. 3 times in a row becoming second. To be honest, it's a compliment because always to keep on going behind. Or with City, with us, with Chelsea, with with these kind of teams, it's really hard, and they always do it, and they have an unbelievable team, unbelievable coach. So we have to keep on fighting.
I just want to ask you about.
Well, we always want to talk about goals after games, but sometimes you do need a special goal to win a big game, and it certainly was that. And I think Liverpool on the second half performance deserved it. They were just looked a bit sharper. Sometimes maybe at half-time we talked about tactics, but I bet you the manager probably just said, listen, lads, you need to liven up a bit more forward passes. Subs made a bit of difference, gave them energy. Obviously, Jones winning the free kick there. And for all Arsenal, a bit like when they were at Old Trafford, if Arsenal attack and play that day and today just wasn't good enough, not sharp enough. They need to do better.
You agree with that, Theo? Look, I wouldn't say that Arsenal were at the level where they didn't deserve to win the game. I don't think anyone really deserved to win the game. It was always going to be a moment, I felt, today to make sure they win the game. But this is the difference where you talk about the risk, and that's the side of it that Arsenal haven't doing at this moment in time. Forwards have to take risks if you want to be able to win.
Because the manager had to take more risks as well.
Look, I think he made the substitutions at the right time. I think the game plan was going the right way for Arsenal. I think there were signs of Eze coming on. Of course, he got into the back of the Liverpool defenders and nearly caused problems there. But we want to see him earlier. That's probably the one thing I'd say.
There's a lot of talk last season of Arsenal and what they needed. And it was they need someone up front to finish the chances that he creates. I've never believed Arsenal's problem was finishing. Arsenal's problem is creating. That was the problem for them last season. They don't create enough. You can look at sort of the goals they scored, their XG, the numbers, it's all there in black and white. And I felt from last season, Arsenal needed to sort of shift slightly, become more proactive with the ball. So you bring Zubamendi in on the ball. OK, you bring the guy up front. Eze's come in. It's only 3 games, but in the 2 away games that we've seen Arsenal this season, nothing has changed. Heavily reliant on set pieces. Don't create anything in open play, and are the best team in Europe for me defensively.
I think it's great when you have a defensive record like they have, and they're very good at set pieces. We've got to give Arsenal a thumbs up for that. But if you're just dependent on that all the time, and then you come to like Liverpool, where you go the set pieces, Liverpool are defending well. Obviously, it's hard to score at Liverpool. To do something a little bit different, Rice and they weren't taking corners, and they were taking ages. They're slowing the game down. That's part of their tactics. Get people in position. But you're looking at Arsenal, go, do something off the cuff, do something quickly, do something whatever. Yeah, there was a bit of rushing their play towards the end when they were chasing the goal. But I mean, general play, you're thinking, do something quickly, do something off the cuff. They're still going forward, a bit robotic. But it's not now with the set pieces. Their defence, you give thumbs up, but you have to find something else. Theo there mentioned about deserving. This game is sometimes you don't get what you deserve in this game. It's about finding a way to win football matches. And Liverpool, so far this season, we can analyse and be really critical of Liverpool. But after the game, they must be thinking, well, you're winning. And that's what really good. I was part of a team like that. Your memory plays tricks with you, and you look back and people think.